Hey everyone, Longacres Finance here, and today I want to show you how I use my monthly watch list. I started a small portfolio back in September of 2020 on M1 Finance with $100, and I've been adding money to it weekly. Usually it's just $15 a week, every Friday, but occasionally I'll throw in some extra money from credit card cashback or my earnings from contributing to Seeking Alpha. Basically, if I come into some extra money, I'll put a portion of it into this portfolio. Right now the portfolio is valued around $1,700. So it's still a relatively small portfolio, but it's growing nicely. Maybe it can cross $2,000 by September of this year. That would be pretty cool, $2,000 in the first year. This is a taxable account on M1 Finance, so I want to practice a buy and hold approach here. With taxable accounts, one of the biggest factors you want to consider are tax implications. Obviously, selling any shares in this portfolio will result in a tax liability. And if I have not held that position for more than a year, that would be a short-term capital gain. Short-term gains are taxed pretty high. It's considered ordinary income, so basically whatever tax bracket you fall into. This could be up to 37% for all the high rollers. Long-term capital gains are taxed at only 15%, so there is a big benefit to holding stocks for longer periods of time. Of course, if you never sell, you never have to pay taxes. And that's the goal here. To just keep adding money into this account and build up the dividend stream as much as I can. So today I want to show you how I use my watch list for this portfolio. And this is something I only do for this portfolio. So I'm not recommending this method to anyone, but feel free to borrow from it as you see fit. If you're enjoying the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss my monthly dividend watch list. Okay, so each month the target allocation in this portfolio is set as follows. 20% to monthly dividend stocks, 55% to high growth dividend stocks, and 25% to high yield dividend stocks. The monthly dividend stocks are fairly simple. I allocate 4% to each of the 4 stocks: Realty Income, Main Street Capital, Stag, and Ares Capital. I know Ares isn't a monthly paying stock, but I lumped it in this category anyway. And 4% to SPHD, the monthly dividend fund. So each month when I contribute money into this portfolio, 20% of it will go to these stocks, and I try to split it evenly to each position. I haven't owned all of them for the same amount of time, so some positions are more sizable than others. Next, I take the top 10 high-yielding dividend stocks from my monthly watch list, and I allocate 2.5% of all the contributions to each of these stocks. And finally, I take the top 20 high-growth dividend stocks from my monthly watch list, and I allocate 2.75% to each of those stocks. Combined, that's 35 stocks I contribute to each month, or at least try to. And these stocks change as my monthly watch list change. There usually aren't many changes, but occasionally stocks drop off or new stocks get added. This wasn't the initial strategy for this portfolio. Much like the monthly watch list, it is evolving, but I try not to make too many changes from month to month. If I keep changing the strategy too often, I won't be able to tell if it's working well. This approach of using a system to set my bias for each month removes me and my bias from the equation. So far it's worked well, or at least I am pleased with the growth in the portfolio. The portfolio has gained almost $150, which is a combination of market gains and earned dividends. M1 Finance shows a return of 25% for the portfolio, but personally I'm not a fan of using their return. This is a money-weighted rate of return, which is unique to my portfolio only, and shows how well my portfolio has performed, with the impact of the timing of my contributions. I prefer to look at a time-weighted rate of return that removes the impact of cash flow. This way I can see how the stocks in my portfolio have performed, without the impact of when I added cash to them. So since M1 Finance doesn't show a time-weighted rate of return, I decided to compute it myself. Through month end, May of 2021, my time-weighted rate of return is 17.46%. For the 4 months in 2020, the portfolio returned 5.7%. And thus far in 2021, the portfolio is up 11.13%. The annualized return shown here is what the portfolio would return on an annualized basis should the same rate of return continue. Obviously that will change, and this is a more useful measure with a portfolio that has more than 1 year of returns. But so far, the portfolio is on pace to have an almost 24% annual return. Let's take a quick look at the dividends I have received in this portfolio thus far. In 2020, I received a whopping $1.22 in dividends. And in 2021 thus far, I have received $6.05. For now, this is chump change, but the important part here is that the amounts are growing each month. If you look at the top chart showing monthly dividend income, you can see that the orange bars for 2021 are growing as we move along in the year. The quarter-end months are the highest paying months for the portfolio. In March, I received $1.30, and in June so far, I received $1.76, with about a week more to go. I expect to receive more dividend income this month, and perhaps even have my first month to cross $2. Sometimes it is more useful to compare dividend income on a quarterly basis, since most stocks pay dividends quarterly. In the lower chart, you can see Q3 of 2009 paid 9 cents in dividends. Granted the portfolio was started towards the end of Q3, not many stocks had a chance to pay a dividend. Q4 of 2020 already looked better, with $1.13 in dividends. Q1 of this year paid just shy of $2, so almost double the prior quarter. And Q2 of this year is already over $4, with a few more dividends to go. For now, these are trivial amounts, but each quarter I should receive more dividends. And through my contributions and dividend reinvestment, this passive income portfolio will continue to grow. As of right now, the portfolio should produce an estimated $33.96 in annual dividends. That's about $8.49 per quarter, or $2.83 per month. So Q3 of 2021 should pay at least $8.49 in dividends. But seeing how I'm adding more money into this portfolio, I should expect even more dividends in Q3. Perhaps it can even cross into the double digits. In the long term, I'd like to see this portfolio pay hundreds or even thousands of dollars per month. It will take a long time to get there, but each week I move one step closer in that direction, and that is what's important. Over here you can see the current dividend yield of the portfolio is 1.94%, and the target yield is 2.47%. The target yield is the average dividend yield of my current target allocation for the month, so the money I am adding to the portfolio right now should produce a 2.47% dividend stream if I follow my target allocation. Let me know in the comments below if you would like me to elaborate on my target allocation or anything else about this portfolio. Thank you for watching and see you next time.